Good morning, everyone. So, myself, Suresh, lecturer in mechanical engineering from Government Polytechnic, Chegunta. So, I'm going to deal with the subject called Basic Workshop Technology, and the circuit topic is from Basic Workshop Tools and Operations. Okay, that is from a manufacturing process. Okay, right. So, by completing of this video, so we will able to know about the understanding what is a manufacturing process, state the importance of manufacturing process, okay, and also some of the types of manufacturing process. So this will be the introduction for the manufacturing of components. Okay, so I think, have you ever seen the manufacturing of gates, grills, etc.? Okay, so what type of manufacturing process is it to prepare the gates, grills, and etc.? So it is a welding process. Okay, so to manufacturing of grills, gates, so we required a welding process. Okay, so we can see here. So it is a manufacturing process involving welding as a joining method. Okay, so it is a fabrication process, so which involve welding as a joining method. Okay, so to join the metals, either similar or dissimilar metals, so we required a welding. Okay, so that is the comes under the manufacturing processes. Okay, so we can see here. So, in a similar way, all the articles we use in daily life are produced by different manufacturing processes. So, okay. So, in a similar way to the manufacturing of gates and grills, so in our day-to-day life, so we can use number of articles. Okay. So, those are produced by the different specific manufacturing processes. Okay, so in this lesson, we'll introduce ourselves to some basic manufacturing processes. Okay, so actually, what is a manufacturing process? Okay, so manufacturing process is an activity of making goods and articles by either hand or by a machine. So by using a hand or by machines, so we can produce articles, okay, and goods, okay, which by using our hand or either by the machines. Okay, next, so it is a that is manufacturing is a transformation of raw materials or semi-finished products into a finished products. Okay, so before going to produce a component, so before going to prepare a components, so what we have to consider, so we have to consider the raw material to prepare a final product or to final component. So that raw material is transferred into a semi-finished products. Then after the semi-finished product is transferred into the finished products. Okay, so that so we can give out the exact output of the articles. Okay, next. So it can be either by hand or by machines. Okay, so this transferring the transformation of raw materials into semi-finished goods, or that semi-finished goods or products or articles into the finished products. So that can those the transformation of raw materials into a finished products is can be done either by hands or by machines. Okay, so we can see a block diagram of a production. How we are preparing a component or a article. Okay, so what are the initial stages we can see here. From initial stage to the final stage. So first of all, you have to take the raw material. So then by using some primary processes, that is this raw material is transferred into a semi-finished product, that is comes under the a primary processes. Okay, then to the secondary manufacturing processes. In secondary manufacturing process, what is happening? In secondary manufacturing process, the semi-finished product is going to be a finished product. Okay, we can see. Okay, so first of all, you have to consider take a raw material, and that raw material is converted into a semi-finished product. That is a secondary process. Okay, so that semi-finished product is make them into a finished product with having some shape, size, and some other heat treatment processes. Okay, so we can adjust shapes and size of the newly developed components. So by using this block diagram, we can get a or we can prepare a product. Okay, so this will be the block diagram of a manufacturing process. Okay, procedure or cycle. Okay, so here we can see the manufacturing of a hook here by using some hand tools. Those are called cross pin hammer, okay, and ball pin hammer. We can see in this diagram. Okay, so this is the by hand process. Okay, this can be done by hand. Okay, so it is a manual manufacturing process. Okay, next picture you can see here, this is the second picture. So we can see, so this can be done by the machines. So by using these machines, so we can produce some components. Okay, either sheets or some other iron components. Okay, here we can see the a sheet is make them into a finished product. Okay, we can see here in this picture, second picture. Okay, next we can see the a semi-finished product of the, what is this, a valve. Okay, so we finish the product, we can see here. So this will be the final one. Okay, so what is the difference between these two? Here we are attaching some alignments, okay, like bearings and etc. Okay, we can see here some of the shape of the walls we can see. So this is a first one will be a picture in figure number 3. First picture is a semi-finished product, and the second one will be the final product. This will final one is a actual product we required. Okay, next we can see here. So manufacturing process of steel. Okay, so manufacturing process of steel. How we are manufacturing a components by the steels. Okay, we can see here. Okay, this will be the procedure. So here we can see the some arrows. So by using this, so we can produce some slabs or blooms. Okay, billet by using billets, sheets. Okay, so by using this process, that is manufacturing of a steel in a different process, we can use either furnaces, pig iron casting. Okay, so steel refining facilities. Okay, by using some natural gases, coal. Okay, coke. So by using this, so we can produce a component which is made by the steel. Okay, we can see here the iron ore, that is raw material, is converted into steel. That is the finished product. Steel will be a finished final one. Okay, so from where it is converting into a finished product, from the iron ore, that will be a raw material. From the raw material, it is converted into a finished product. Okay, by the following manufacturing processes. Okay, we can see, right. So let us consider the manufacturing process of steel bars. So how you are preparing the steel bars, we can see here. Okay, so starting from converting raw material into a finished product, we can see. Okay, right. So we can see here. So this will be the iron ore scrap. Okay, from the iron ore scrap, so we are preparing a steel bars. Okay, we can see in this picture. Right. So ferrous scrap metal is used for manufacturing of steel bars. So if you want to produce a steel bars, so what type of metals we can use? So ferrous scrap metals. Okay. So to prepare a steel bars. Next, the scrap metal is brought into the melt shop where it goes to through two two-step melting process. The whatever the scrap you are collecting, okay, The scrap metal is brought into the melt shop. Okay, so where it is going through two-step melting process. Okay, right, we can see this will be the heating of raw material, that is into a melting molten metal. Okay, right. The raw material is heated into the electric arc furnace. Okay, EAF. Okay, the raw material is heated in the electric arc furnace. Okay, next, the electric arc furnace uses electric power to heat the scrap to over 3000 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so up to at what temperature? 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so this power should be, this molten metal, this scrap should be heated. So this heat is produced from the electric motor or power. Okay, and melt it into a liquid form, that is a plastic, a liquid molten state. Okay, next we can see here. So the refined molten steel is then transferred to 5-strand continuous caster. Okay, so the refined molten metal is then transferring into the 5-strand. Okay, 5-strand continuous caster, so that we can get a steel bars. Okay, so the steel is poured into molds, cooled, and shaped into the desired cross section, essentially forming a long bar called a billet. Okay, so what we are doing here, the into the 5-strand continuous caster, the steel is poured into the molds. Okay, then it is going to cooled and shaped into the desired cross section what we required. Okay, so that long bars is called a billet. Okay, so here we can see a billet of desired length. Okay, as the billet moves through the continuous casters, so they are cut by torches into the desired length. Okay, so when the billet bars or billet move through the continuous casters, so what will happening? So they are cut by torches. So by using the torches, okay, we are cutting the continuous casters into a desired required lengths. Okay, next we can see the semi-finished products, okay, of the bars. So the completed billets are used as the feedstock for other rolling mills. Okay, next we can see here. Okay, steel bars we can see. So heating the furnace, the heated are billet bars. Okay, so the billet bars are reheated into the hot rolling furnace until they turn into a plastic state. So then after, if you want to make them into some different shape, that is a bending or some other process. Okay, so what we have to do? We have to reheat the billet. Okay, into in the hot rolling furnace. Okay, so until until the it turns into a plastic state. Okay, next we can see the hot rolling mills. Okay, so here we can see the hot rolling mills. The metal bar will moves between the or passes through the rolling mills, hot rolling mills. So here we can see the reheated billets exit the reheat furnace and proceed to two rolling mills. Okay. Next, each containing a set of rollers that compresses and lengthen the billets and then finish them into a desired shape. What will happening between the two rollers? So by using these hot rollers, so you are applying some pressure and increasing the length of the billet. Okay, and then make them into a desired shape of the final product. Okay, so heat rolling mills consists of a series of stands. For each and every rolling mills consists of a series of stands. Okay, so here we can see. So the hot rebar arrives on the right. Okay, we can see here the hot rebar arrives on the right from the rolling mills stands and cools as it progresses to the left. Okay, so what will happening here? The hot bars, the bars, okay, re bars are the hot rebars are arranging from the right hand to the left of the mills, so that by okay the bars can heat become a heat and then to the cool, okay, from the right to the left, so the bars become a hot to the cool, so that so we can make them into some other desired shapes or required shapes. Okay, the formed products is transferred to the cooling bed. Then after what will happening? The cooled bars are transferred into the cooling bed where it is allowed to cool before it is going to cut and bundled. So before it is going to cut and bundle, what is happening here? So the formed products is transferred from the cooling bed, transferred to the cooling bed, so that so we are going to cut the bars and make them into a bundle. Okay, so we can see this will be the finished products. Okay, all these are the finished components. Okay, of the steel. This is the manufacturing process of steel bars. Okay, next. So we can see the history and development of the manufacturing. Okay, so in its earliest form, so manufacturing was usually carried out by a single skilled artisan. Okay, so by a single person only. So it is going to be prepare a products. Okay, so indeed in its earlier form. Okay, next, so before the industrial revolution, okay, so most manufacturing occurred in rural areas. So before the industrial revolutions, so what is happening here? The most manufacturing occurs where? In rural areas. So with households, household based manufacturing. Okay, in the villages, so they are preparing the bars or some other products by using some different processes. Okay, by using hand or some other small machines. Okay, so before the industrial revolution. Okay, next, so modern manufacturing is intended for large scale production. Okay, so where we are using, so how you can prepare a large number how you can prepare a mass production. So it is the mass production is prepared nowadays by using a large scale production, that is from the modern manufacturing, okay, industries. Okay, next, so modern manufacturing uses specialized equipments and tools for production. Okay, so to prepare the specific product, so nowadays, okay, so we are using a specialized tools and equipments to prepare a final product. Okay, now we can see the importance of manufacturing processes. So economic use of resources. Okay, by economic use of resources, that is man, material. Okay, men, materials, machineries, and energy. Okay, so these are the economic resources in the manufacturing processes. Okay, so next, economic development. Okay, second one will be the second. What is second important point is for manufacturing process is nothing but economic development. Next, competing on global basis. Okay, this will be the very important point. Okay, okay, competition on the a global basis. Next, so large scale production, low manufacturing cost, high manufacturing rate or cost. Okay, So all these are the importance of manufacturing processes. Now we can see the different types of or various types of manufacturing processes here. We can see here. So types of manufacturing processes. First one will be a shaping process. Okay. So shaping processes. Second, metal forming and metal working processes. Okay, metal forming and metal working processes. Third, so third one will be a machining processes. Okay, machining processes. Fourth, joining processes. Okay, so next, fifth is surface finish processes. Surface finish processes. Sixth will be a processes affecting change in properties. Okay, change in properties of metals. Okay, all these are the different types of manufacturing processes. Okay, first one will be a shaping processes. So one by one we'll discuss all these types of manufacturing processes now. Okay, so first one is a shaping processes. So we can see a brief discussion about the shaping processes. Actually, what is a shaping process? So this is called a casting process. Shaping process is nothing but a casting process. So casting is shaping of metal in molten state poured in the cavity or mold cavity. Okay, so what is shaping here? Shape is nothing but the a casting process. Okay, so what is happening here in casting? So in casting, the molten metal or raw material is okay to be heated into onto the up to molten state. The raw material is heated to a molten state and pour the and pour the heated metal okay into the mold cavity so that we can get a required shape. Okay, next, so after solidification, okay, after solidification it is removed from the mold. Okay, so after preparing a after removing the patterns, separating the what is that called drag and cope. Okay, so we are make them into solidification. Okay, so in after solidification it is removing from the mold cavity. So we are removing the a product, okay, required product, and make them the required product into a cleaned and surface finish, okay, by the machines or by hands. Okay, we can see. So shape and size of the product is the shape of the mold. So whatever the pattern we have placed in the mold cavity, the same shape will same shape and size of the product will appeared. Okay. Next we can see the casting process here. We can see. Okay. In this picture we can see the casting processes. Okay. Yeah. The second one will be the metal forming and metal working processes. So second picture will be or second type of manufacturing is that is metal forming and metal working processes. Okay, here we can see. So here the metal is shaped by a plastic deformation. So how the metal will be? So how you are forming the um, metal. Okay, so by using by make them into a plastic deformation of the metal. Okay, so here metal is shaped by a plastic deformation. Okay, next, heat may or may not be applied. Okay, so in some operations we can apply the heat, in some other operations we are not applying any heat, we are using only the pressure. Okay, so to make them into a required form of the workpiece. Next, so pressure is applied by an external means, that is either by the some other plungers or by the rams. Okay, we can see. So pressure is applied by the external source or forces. Okay, So nothing means nothing but either by the plungers or by the punches or by the rams, so that we can make a metal forming of the workpiece. Next, we can see the classification of the metal forming. Okay, classification of the metal forming. How we can see? So this will be the classification of the metal forming. Okay, so this metal forming is classified into two types. So hot working process, and second one will be the a cold working. Okay, so these two are the metal forming processes. Those are hot working and cold working. Okay, so now we can see the comparison between the hot working and cold working. Okay, so we can see here the differentiate or comparison of between the hot working and cold working. So while coming to the hot working, the metal shaped above the recrystallization temperature. Okay, so in cold working, the process is done at which temperature? The metal shaped above the recrystallization temperature. So while coming to the cold working, so the metal shaped below the recrystallization temperature, that is nothing but the at room temperature. Okay, okay, in room temperature only. So this metal shaped, that is cold working process will continued. Next, so examples for the hot working, okay, forging, hot rolling, hot extrusion, hot reeling, hot piercing. So all these are comes under the hot working. So here also some other examples for the cold working. Here we can see. So cold drawing, bending, squeezing, okay, and reeling. So so some of the examples are cold working. Okay, now we can see the forging process. Okay, so how we can, so actually what is a forging process we can see here, how we are preparing the components. Okay, so in this picture we can see the anvil, okay, and a bar, metal bar. So by using a, okay, what is that called, hammer. So by using a hammer, okay, that is cross pin hammer. Here we are using this cross pin hammer. By using cross pin hammer, so we have make them, the metal, the workpiece is make them into a sharp. Okay, so that, so we can get the desired shape by using the horns. Here we can see this will be the horn. Okay, so we can make the bend of the heated metal bar. Okay, or we can make in this on this face, so we can make them into sharpness of the metal workpiece. Okay, so we can see the cold bending here. Okay, this is the process of cold bending between the two rollers. Oh, okay, so here we are manufacturing a rails, you can see, in the cold bending processes. Okay, next one will be the joining processes. Actually what is a joining processes, what we can join here? So how we are joining the two metals, or similar, that similar metals or dissimilar metals, we can see now. Okay, so the joining process is used for joining of metal parts together in fabrication work. Okay, so in fabrication work we can join the two or more metals together. Okay, either similar or dissimilar metals. Okay, so we now by using some commonly joining processes. So now we can see the common joining processes are, so welding, soldering, screwing. Okay, first one will be the welding process, second soldering process, third one will be a screwing process. Okay, now we can see fourth is riveting, fifth adhesive joining, and sixth one is bracing, seventh pressing. Okay, so all those are the commonly used joining processes. Okay, so one by one now we can see here. First one will be a welding. So now we can see the diagram of a welding process here. So in what we are happening here in welding, so the joining of two metals, okay, either by applying heat or heat and pressure, okay, either for similar metals or for dissimilar metals. We can also join the dissimilar metals also, so by using heat and heat or pressure, okay, sorry, heat and pressure or only heat, okay. So we can see the surface finishing processes in this. Here we can see, so in this process a very negligible amount of metal is removed. So what is doing here? So to make them into a finished product, what is removing? So from the workpiece, so we are removing the small amount of metal, okay, that will be a negligible one, okay, very very small amount of metal will removing, or so we can, in some cases we can add a small amount of metal to the products, okay, so that we can produce a good surfaced finished products, okay. Next, the common processes are, so buffing, lapping, electroplating, okay. So buffing is the one of the commonly used surface finishing process. So lapping is also another one. Electroplating is also another one. EDM also another one. We can see here whether it may. So next, so polishing, super finishing, metal spraying. Okay. So all these are the different types of surface finishing processes. Okay. So we can see here horning, belt grinding, anodizing, okay, etc. Next one is we can see the figure of a buffing. So how you can cleaning the or make them into a finished product, surface finishing. We can see. So this is a buffing diagram, buffing finishing process diagram or picture. Okay. Next, lapping products. So we can see here. So these products are produced by the surface finishing process called lapping. Okay, so by using this lapping process, so we can produce a finished products. Okay, so here these are the lapped products. Okay, next we can see the electroplated products. So these products are prepared by the which process or which surface finishing process? By the electroplated, okay, surface finishing process, okay. Next we can see the steel polishing, okay. So this is the steel polishing process of the surface finishing. So this can add some other ingredients, okay, for polishing. Next one is we can see the super finished products, okay. So all these are the super finished products, okay. So simply some of the examples are bearings, you can see here, bearings, okay, and shafts. So those are prepared by the super finished product, super finished processes. So all these are the super finished products, okay. Next, so metal spraying. So in metal spraying we have two types: powder metal spraying and metal spraying, okay. So we can see here preparation of grills and some other similar products, okay. This is a diagram of a metal spraying process, okay. Next, honing a cylinder, you can see engine cylinders. So make them into a finished product of the cylinder holes, okay, engine cylinder holes. So we are preparing the surface finishing process by using the honing process, okay. So honing a cylinder bores or cylinder diameters, okay. Internal surface finishing can be done for the cylinder bores, that is by the honing process, okay. So by lapping process we can make an external surface finish By the honing process, we are make them an internal surface finish of a holes. Okay. Next one is belt grinding. We can see the type of belt grindings. We can see this is a diagram of a belt grinding. Okay. Next, anodized products. So these products are prepared by the prepared by the anodized surface finish process. Okay. Next, so processes affecting change in properties. So what are the processes affecting the change in the metal properties? We can see. So these processes are to impart certain specific properties of metals parts for particular operations like hardening, softening, grain refinement, change in internal structure, that is for to change in internal stresses. Okay, resistance to fatigue. Okay, so all these are the different operations performed. Okay, on the metals. So by using these operations, so it may get some affecting on the properties of the metal. Okay, next, a few prominent processes are heat treatment process, cold working, hot working. Okay, these are the prominent processes. Okay, next, short peening. Okay, next we can see the basic workshop processes. Okay, so first one will be a carpentry, second fitting, third forging, fifth sheet metal, sixth cold working. Okay, sorry, fifth cold working, sixth hot working. Okay, so all these are the basic workshop processes. Okay, I'll stop here.